After the busiest week we had on the channel with Indy 250 week and so many great races, it's now back in championship mode for the Wawa Cup Series. Only 4 races remain until the cutoff, and tonight we head to one of the trickiest tracks on the schedule. No, it's not Pocono. It is the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway here, just east of St. Louis, the 17th race of the season in the 2023 Wawa Cup Series, the AAA Missouri 300. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome to the Gateway Motorsports Park. That's what I want to call it, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm sorry, this is how we're going to do it here, but we're here for the 17th race of the season, the AAA Missouri 300. It is a 60-lap event here around this 1.25 mile speedway slash short track slash whatever you want to call it. It's an interesting racetrack, and the ratings are absolutely going to be critical here tonight in this race. And going to be fascinating to see who gets it done, especially considering we got Chase Bug starting on the pole. Past couple of times this guy started on the pole, he went on to dominate the race and go to victory lane. Did it 2 weeks ago at North Wilkesboro. I have his owner in the booth alongside me, and Brennan, you guys are 1st and 4th. That is a great place to start here at Gateway, but for some of the other drivers in the field, what do they need to do to move up through the field here, considering how short the race is and how tough it is to pass here at this racetrack?
I believe this race is only going to have one pit stop in it unless we get a bunch of cautions. So that pit stop is going to be the most important part of the race. We're going to see some pit crew ratings come into play there for certain. And I think that's the best way to pass drivers. Also, I feel like if you're on the outside on the initial start, you're going to have a significantly tougher time getting up to the front than if you're on the inside. So Troxel might be starting 4th, but he might be back like 7th, 8th, 9th by the end of the first lap, because this is definitely a one-groove racetrack. And it'll be interesting to see some of the guys like Dylan Matthews. I see him back there starting mid-pack. I believe he's 4th in points. We'll see how he's able to work his way up through the field.
Going to be interesting to see how these drivers fare here tonight. And Josh, you called the Sprint Series race with me. What did you take from that race that you think we might see here tonight in the Wawa Cup Series?
Well, one thing that's clearly going to have to be taken from that sprint race is that it is definitely a very technical racetrack. Like we've said already, it's going to be very, very difficult to pass. But with that in mind, it definitely means that the ratings are going to come into effect, like has been said. But I think it's going to be one on pit road. Again, the ratings are going to come into play there too. But it might be one on pit road, and maybe it'd be a situation like Darlington. We get down into the pit road, and then we see a bunch of shuffling up towards the front. But that was not the way it happened at the sprint. Trey Bartow pulled away to a lead early on, and then the 75 of Avery Alford chased him down, and then Alford went on to dominate the rest of the way for that 15-lapper. So it is definitely, it could be an indication of what we're going to see tonight, but we won't really find out until we get this one going.
We're going to get it going here in just a moment, but first let's see how these points shake up. You see them on your screen right there. Thomas Troxel and Drew Webb, and look at where they start here tonight. And Brennan, I know you're a little nervous about Drew Webb right here. That 99 has been fast. Troxel, though, 77 ahead of the cutoff. Drew Webb, 72 ahead of the cutoff. Of course, get a decent amount of bonus points for winning the regular season championship, 15 to be exact, and then plus 3 points for each win that you have as well, so that could get very interesting. But Drew Webb trying to get that regular season championship. Chase Buck starts on the pole, 42 points ahead of the cutoff. Then Dylan Matthews, Nicholas Sambadio, 36 and 34 ahead respectively. Not a full race win worth of points for those guys, but still a pretty good cushion considering everybody else. You got Semedo, 17 points ahead. Matt Tuck back in the top 10 after a solid run. He finally finished the race in the Coke 600, 10 points ahead. Tanner Parton, Aliera tied there for 8th, 9 points ahead. And Brad Stover with that last spot, currently 5 points ahead. Seth Coldis fell out after a poor pit stop at Charlotte. 5 points behind for him. Rogel Dorn only 11 points behind for Rogel after a strong run in the 600. Ladovic Charette 15 points behind. And you got Brain Perez 24 behind. Blaine Keys, our last winner, 27 behind. He starts 5th. He could find himself in that top 10 before this regular season is done, I should say. Of Christian Master, Trey Wright, both 29 behind. Echo Evans Ross is really fallen off 38 behind 4 now after a poor run in the Coke 600. In the wild card standings, you see Seth Cole now holding on to that first spot with Rogel Dorn. Ever since Rogel won that race, he's been in the wild card spot. He hasn't lost it yet. 19 and 13 points ahead, respectively. Then Braden Perez, 13 behind. Blaine Keys, 16 behind. And keep in mind, even though he has more wins than all those other drivers, that does not give him an advantage. It's all about the points at this point for all these guys. Echo Evans Ross, 27 behind the wild card, and Travis Crampton, 30 points behind the wild card coming into tonight's event. Chase Buck in the 32, starting on the pole position there for Pacific Racing, alongside Drew Webb in the number 99, Aliera there in the 5. I haven't really seen much of her up front as of late, but a good opportunity for her to get her 3rd win of the season. Same with Thomas Troxel. I mean, we have, 3 guys in the top 4 who have won. Actually, we have 4 guys in the top 5 who have won multiple times this season. You got Blaine Keys there in the 55 there, alongside Sam and Oskin starting 6th. Nicholas Amadio and Trinity Ida there in row number 4, and then Matt Tuck and Echo Evans Ross ran out the top 10 starting positions here from Gateway. We'll go ahead and get these guys to roll off here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. Brennan and then Josh, who do you guys think is going to go to victory lane here tonight in the AAA Missouri 300?
I really don't want to sound biased, and I really don't want to jinx anything either, but after what we've seen Chase Buck do the last couple of times he sat on pole, it's really, really hard, especially at a track like this, for me to not pick him to win tonight. I think starting on pole at a track like this where it's hard to pass is crucial, and he's used that to his advantage in his 2 wins he's gotten so far. I think he gets win number 3 tonight.
Well, I'm going to go with something a little different here. I'm going to go with a similar setup to the sprint race. The sprint race winner, Avery Alford, started in the 3rd position. So that's where I'm going to go. I'm going to pick Ali Liera to go to victory lane here at Gateway.
Going to be interesting to see if our Daytona 500 champion can finally get back to victory lane. She has not won since that Daytona 500 back in February. It's now June, so we'll have to see if she can get some more points, because she's only 9 points ahead of the cutoff. I know this race is the AAA Missouri 300, and I am fully well aware that this racetrack is in Illinois. The sponsor is AAA Missouri. That is the branch of AAA that services Southern Illinois. So hence, the AAA Missouri 300. We're still east of St. Louis. We're right in the St. Louis area regardless, and we're going to have a fun one. Only 4 races left to go until the cutoff. We'll see if Chase Buck has another dominating night here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. Pace car down the pit lane. We're underway in the Gateway to the west. And look at this, side by side, coming to the line. First lap's going to be led by Aliera in the number 5 machine. A great jump there on Chase Buck. Here comes Drew Webb in the 99, trying to take this points lead away from Thomas Troxel. He's going to move up and take 2nd. Blaine Keys, and here comes Sam Adio for the 5th position as Troxel fell back, and Echo Evans washes around. And the 39 continues to struggle here as a couple guys getting caught up in this one. Logan Williams still shuffling all around. Oh, he's got to be careful here.
Oh my goodness.
And thankfully they're going to keep it together there, but damage on Fitzwater. Brady Mardi Gras again on Daniel Paulus Jr. in the 44. Joey Hightower and Laura Chung. My goodness.
Unbelievable.
That was a pretty big wreck there on the back straightaway, and that involved a lot of drivers who were already having pretty bad seasons, or like Echo Evans Ross, who was on a slide. Fitzwater with a lot of front-end damage. So it's just gone from bad to worse for all those drivers.
Insult to injury, absolutely.
And Echo Evans Ross, her season, and she got that win at COTA and was the points leader, and since then it's just been downhill ever since. I think she started on the outside lane, and we were just about to mention Thomas Troxel, who started on the outside lane for this one, kind of started falling back there. He only lost 2 positions after all of it, but This is such an inside lane dominant racetrack, and we absolutely saw that come into effect right there. An early caution here in the AAA Missouri 300. No one came down the pit lane here. Of course, fuel window, about 35 laps-ish here at Gateway, so it's a halfway race, like a one-stopper here. We'll go ahead then and see what happened to bring up the first caution of the night here in the AAA Missouri 300 in the Wawa Cup Series. Well, Echo Evans-Ross here in the number 39 just gets out of the groove there off the exit of turn 2, and she's going to find the outside wall. Such a tough break for her right here, right there. And then Joe Rutkowski's got nowhere to go. Neither does Logan Williams. We saw Logan Williams slide through the grass right there. And very unique little accident right here, because you got all these guys. Most of them are able to split the 39, but then Daniel Paulus Jr. and Brady Mardi Gras have nowhere to go. And then Justin Zidell, second straight week for him, and then Zachary Fitzwater, Laura Chung, and then Joey Hightower. So many guys who have just had really tough seasons getting caught up in this accident, and once again, you know, this is not going to help any of these guys out at all. You see Logan Williams slide around like crazy back in there, but he was able to save it and avoid hitting anybody. But Laura Chung, Hightower, Daniel Paulus Jr. there, Brady Mardi Gras, and Echo Evans-Ross, Justin Zidell, Zachary Fitzwater, all caught up in this one here on lap number 2.
So here we are into turn number 1. Echo's going to slide wide on the outside of LJ Semedo. Master on the inside, but up into the outside wall goes Ross, down into Rutkowski. Williams goes down and slams the inside retainer, and over half a dozen cars piling up on this back straightaway. And a lot of drivers who have been really hungering and thirsting for some good runs this year. Some of them have had some. Most of their runs have not been that good at all, and this is just gonna rub even more salt into the wounds for the kind of seasons they've been having. But Ali Liera led the field around, and I believe she's going to lead the field to the restart.
And she will. Early on here, going to have an early restart here in the AAA Missouri 300 at Gateway. We're back here at the Worldwide Technology Raceway at Gateway. I hate calling it that. I'm not going to do that anymore. Early wreck here in the AAA Missouri 300, taking out 2 drivers. Going to be Zachary Fitzwater and Joey Hightower out of the race. And Echo Evans-Ross, definitely the biggest name getting caught up in that one. Another tough break for Justin Zidell, Daniel Paulus Jr. Both of those guys got caught up in a wreck last week in the Coke 600. And Laura Chung, Brady Mardi Gras, they're all a lap down, still in the race, but a lap down. 33 drivers still on the lead lap, including Logan Williams, who is still on the lead lap even after getting caught up in that accident. Allier has led every lap so far here at Gateway. Drew Webb is second. Chase Buck, Blaine Keys, Nicholas Samedillo, Thomas Troxel, Sam Oskin, Matt Tuck, Travis Crampton, and Trinity Ida, the top 10. And just as you were saying, Brennan, under the break there, that caution saved Thomas Troxel's race because he was slipping back on that outside lane. He was going to go back even further right there. But now the single file restart going to be right behind Samedillo, and everyone kind of gets reset into their respective positions. Pace car down the pit lane. Here we go for the restart here at Gateway, lap 7 of 60, and Allier going to lead us back underway here in St. Louis.
Oh, good launch there by the top 2. Oh, Keys got a good start there in behind Buck.
Oh, wow.
As here comes Oskin down to the inside of Troxel. That is for 6th and 7th. Oskin not getting that inside going. Troxel, a good run on the high side on that restart.
Yeah, good run there for Troxel there on the outside lane. Meanwhile, top 2 pulling away very well here. Allier and then Drew Webb. Of course, Drew Webb going for his second win of the season. Got the win at Kansas about a month ago. And has been one of the hottest drivers here in the Wawa Cup Series as of late. Blaine Keys and Samedillo a little bit lower as Troxel got a good run off the corner trying to make the pass on the outside of Samedillo. And you know what? He's alongside him. But it's hard to get that outside lane to work in 1 and 2, especially off the exit of 2 right there. And that's going to slow Troxel down just a little bit. Chase Buck kind of filing into his respective position, and it's pretty calm up front. A little bit different than what we saw at Charlotte last week. They just kept on battling for the top position. They could never pull away from each other. I think we're a little bit safer to move through the field here tonight. Crampton, good run for him. He needs a good run, and especially considering, how far behind he is in the wild card, 30 points behind. As here we go for the 4th position, Nicholas Samedillo and Blaine Keys. And San Mateo going to make easy work on the 55 there in turn 2.
Looks like the 62 Troxel's going to take advantage as well, trying to get his way into the top 5. Sam Oskin might try and make it 3 wide into turn 3. He will make it 3 wide into turn 3.
Oh, but he's not going to be able to hold the inside as Troxel really powered it down in the corner, and Troxel will end up with that position right there. Meanwhile, Nicholas San Mateo. Now, this is a guy, caution back out again. And Roberto Crown Jr. has expired for the evening.
I'm not sure if that's what brought out the caution, though. I think I saw the 18 with damage.
Yeah, someone got sent into the wall in turn 1, and more likely than not, it was the 21 machine there of Roberto Crown Jr. Already 2 cautions here, and we're only on lap 10 here in this AAA Missouri 300. Had a couple caution-free races at Kansas and Darlington, and not the case here tonight. There's a lot of interesting things going on in the back of the field. I think these guys are going to stay out again. Still, even if they came down now, would have to come back down the pit lane. So that's going to get a little interesting right there. They're saving a lot of fuel right here, as you have Reynolds, Crown Jr., and Williams coming down the pit lane.
Reynolds did have some damage there on the back end of that car, looks like.
Well, Aliera's still out front. It's kind of working out fairly well for her right now, looking to get her 3rd win of the season. We'll see what she can do once we get to the restart. But first, let's see what happened to bring on our 2nd caution of the night here in the AAA Missouri 300 at Gateway. Well, this is what happened here. Bring out the 2nd caution very early on in this race, lap number 9. Chris Reynolds in the 18 just gets completely overdriven by the 74 of Joe Rutkowski. And we've seen that happen a couple times already here tonight, I feel like, and going to see it probably a little bit more. Those guys they have to check up so much getting into the corner, and sometimes some guys are checking up a little bit more than others, and if the faster ones are behind you, they're going to run right over you, and that's exactly what happened there. And Logan Williams, that's 2 in a row for him, and even Rutkowski got a piece of that first wreck too. Tough break for Chris Reynolds there in the 18, but at least all these guys will still be able to continue after this one here at Gateway.
Watching this at full speed, Chris Reynolds is going to get run over by Joe Rutkowski in turn 1. That's going to spin him around, and nowhere for Logan Williams to go. He goes up into the outside wall along with Reynolds. Rutkowski's able to keep going. All 3 of the cars are going to be still in the race, though, but just another tough break for Logan Williams in a series in a season rather that's had several of them.
Absolutely. Aliera is going to be the race leader once again. She's going to have another restart to contend with once again here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. Let's see what she does on the restart here in the AAA Missouri 300. We are back once again at the Gateway Motorsports Park. That's how I'm going to call it from now on. Aliera still leads it here. Only on lap 13 of 60. Going to restart on lap 14 of 60. Already 2 cautions here tonight. Like I said, this is a tricky racetrack. This is a difficult track to get around, and very tight corners. We're going to be going to New Hampshire. 3rd race of the chase, just a little under 2 months from now. And that track has some very similar qualities to this one here. So, I don't know, we'll get a bit of a preview of that one. I think the only driver out of the race from that is Roberto Crown Jr. Obviously, we saw they had their issue. Piston going bad on that 21 machine. Tough break for him. It's been a tough season for Roberto and that whole team. Well, for the 21 team at least. Tanner Parton's actually had a pretty solid year. Nobody else a lap down. Chris Reynolds and Logan Williams still on the lead lap when they came in. Trey Wright also came down the pit lane as well in the 28 machine. So did Joe Rutkowski. Watch out for those guys. They might have something here. Aliera, Drew Webb, Chase Buck, Nicholas San Mateo, Thomas Troxel, the top 5. San Mateo moved up to 4th right there. That 59 is fast. We'll have to see what he does on the restart. Here we go. Lap 14 of 60 underway here in the AAA Missouri 300. And already,
San Mateo right the inside of Chase Buck, heading off into 1.
Not wasting any time. Moving to the inside for 3rd. Look out for Mr. Etch. He's had such a good season here in the Wawa Cup Series, but has yet to close it out. I think he has at least 3 second-place finishes this season. I know for sure he does not want another one. He wants to go to victory lane and solidify a spot in this Wawa Cup Series chase. Meanwhile, Drew Webb. That was a little too close there. That was very edgy there for Drew Webb and Aliera, and that 5 may not be too happy. That's a little too aggressive this early on. Sam Adu going to try to work the outside on Drew Webb right there. But that's not going to work out for the 59. That outside lane there in 1 and 2 just doesn't have anything, and that's going to allow your drivers, Brennan, to close back in.
Trying a bit of a two-car tango at Gateway, it seems, but it doesn't look like they're going to be able to take advantage of Samadio's blunder yet, as Samadio will remain in third. I'll be interested to see what Drew Webb does next time he catches the 5, if he'll be that aggressive again. It didn't quite work that time, but maybe one of these times he'll be able to bump and run her out of the way.
It's going to be interesting to see if that's the case. It's one of the boys you have to pass here is Trinity Ida. You know, she has not been up front in a lot of these races yet this season. It's really been a tough season for her, but she's going to get it there on Blaine Keys and Travis Crampton. And Matt Took tried to make it 3 wide. Couldn't quite get the advantage there on those guys, and they're still 3 wide. Great run for Ida here tonight. Of course, her teammate Travis Crampton has had way more success. The Sprint Series drivers have had a lot of success over there in the Sprint Series. But here comes Trinity Ida, moving up there into the 7th position, at least attempting to do so. They're all jammed up. Here comes LJ Cimento, had such a great run in the 600 last week, almost grabbed that race victory, led the most laps at Charlotte. Still going for his first career win, but he has to focus on this championship battle, and he's one of those guys inside the top 10, 17 points ahead. Same with Matt Tuck, same with this guy, Tanner Parton, trying to move his way back through the field in the 42 machine. It's been such a great season for Tanner Parton here, outperforming this car this season and just outside the top 10 right now here at Gateway. Meanwhile, back up front. And, yep, that's how it happened. Samadio got around Drew Webb right there. You'll see that in the corner of your screen. I feel like that's a significant enough pass to make a note of. And going to be interesting to see if Samadio can, in fact, close in here on Aliera for the race lead.
And we'll see if he can indeed do that. A Ford, a Chevrolet, a Dodge there, 1, 2, 3. A Toyota there in fourth. Thomas Truxell there looking to hold on to his points lead. All 4 manufacturers represented in the top 4. Samadio tried for a run there on Aliera. Not as low as Drew Webb went. Drew Webb was how low can you go? Samadio a little safer with the move there. Didn't lose a whole lot of time, but now accordion and together once again coming through turn 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway. If Samadio can hang in there, he might have a good chance of making a move heading off into this turn. He's gonna play it safe.
It's difficult to find a run here at Gateway, but Samadio is clearly faster than this 5 of Aliera right now, and that 59 is really trying to pull away here.
Oh, bad exit.
But Aliera holding him off right now. Definitely 2 very strong drivers. Of course, Nicholas Samadio driving for Appalachian Motorsports on Wednesday night. Appalachian Motorsports won with Avery Alford. Those Appalachian cars are fast here. Of course, Logan Williams did get caught up in that one wreck. But outside of that, Samadio definitely a strong driver here for Caleb Rose's team. And another thing, there are only 2 drivers who have won in every single year of competition on the channel. That's Zachary Fitzwater and Nicholas Samadio. Neither have won a race yet this year on the channel. Samadio trying to keep that streak alive. It'd be 9 straight years Nicholas Samadio can get the win here tonight. And he's trying here on the 5 of Aliera's. We're a third of the way, finally, through this AAA Missouri 300.
3 jammed up, then Troxell's kind of alone in 4th, and Sam Ozkin up in 5th, driving the Trinity River 83. Good run for the Sprint Series driver. We know he can win races in the Cup Series, though. We've seen him do it. But these top 3 are under a blanket, but none of them seem to be able to make that much of a move on each other here early in the run. Maybe they're just playing it conservatively. As I say that, here comes Drew Webb to the inside of Nicholas Samadio. We know Drew Webb hasn't been playing it conservatively. He almost boogied Ali earlier, and now he's trying to get second back from Nicholas Samadio.
I think he's going to get it right here. Samadio couldn't make the move on Aliera, and Drew Webb able to close right back in. Good run here for this 99. How about the other Webb? Currently running 9th. Good run for the Team Williams driver, but hasn't been that good of a season for him. 27th in points coming into this race, but a solid run for him. And same goes for Trinity Ida. Those are 2 guys who have not had good runs at all this season who are running well here tonight. Matt Tuck in 10th. I'm sure he'd be perfectly fine and content with 10th as long as he finishes the race there. And key word is finish. Tanner Parton in 11th. That's good for him. Blaine Keys has fallen back a little bit there. 13th now. He started in the 5th position. Not quite the run that he had at Charlotte last week, and LJ Cimento there in 14th, but still so many of these chase drivers having solid runs here tonight. We saw that at at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we're seeing it here tonight. Seth Cole, though, not having a good run. I know you don't want to see this, Josh. Kind of there in the 20th. I think is farther back than 20th now in that 82 machine. Brad Stover, another guy who's not having a good run. Same with Dylan Matthews in the 47.
Yikes.
Those are two guys right there. You might want to watch out for Matthews. If he has a couple of bad runs here in the last few races, it's not going to work out too well for him. And Stover, as of right now, may actually fall outside. As you have guys like Ludovic Charette and Rogel trying to move up a little bit further up through the field. Rogel now in the 16th position there. Definitely going to be interesting to see what the points look like at the end of tonight as Sam Adio got back around Drew Webb. I don't know. Do we replay that again in the corner? Well, you guys will see if that happened. Meanwhile, Thomas Troxel now looking for third here on Drew Webb, and these are the two guys, top two in points coming into this race, running third and fourth right now.
These are your top contenders for the regular season championship, so this is a battle we definitely want to focus on. Whoever comes out on top between these two, I mean, they're only 5 points apart right now. This battle could decide a few races down the line who ends up winning that regular season championship, because it's so close between these two.
It's going to be interesting to see, because right now Drew Webb has 1 point. That'd make it 4 points heading in the Willow Springs. This is another very interesting thing to keep in mind. We are, after tonight, we're going to have 3 races left to go until the cutoff. 2 of those races are road courses. The ratings are going to look a lot different. I think we're going to see different drivers run up front on the road course races. Willow Springs and Road America, they're 2 places you don't want to mess with, and it's going to be fascinating to see what it all looks like going into Nashville 3 weeks from now. I'm not sure how these road course races are going to go. Echo Evans Ross won on the road course back at Coda. That was her only win so far this year. Obviously not a good day for her, and she's going to fall even further back. She's probably going to be the last driver in the wild card as Travis Crampton currently runs 6th. A good run for Crampton here tonight at Gateway. I'm impressed with this lady right here. She has led every lap so far in this race, trying to hold off Sam Adio. I don't know, though, if she's going to hold this 59 off in the immediate future, because a good run there off the exit at turn 4.
Man.
Will he peek down to the inside in turn 1? He's not going to do it. Playing it safe there with the 5.
I think the aggression ratings are coming into play with this particular situation here. We saw Drew Webb make just a maniacal move earlier on, almost going down into the grass trying to get around this 5. Sam Adio playing it a little safer here than Drew Webb was, but still tried to go for a nudge there in turn 4. Lost a ton of momentum, and Liera now with a pretty sizable gap for the time being over Mr. Edge.
But look at how much better that 59 is through 1 and 2.
And he makes it up in one corner. How about that?
That 59, it's just so difficult to make a pass here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. It's such a difficult track, and we're going to see that when we get to New Hampshire as well. And that race is in the chase. That race is going to really shape the championship battle. I mean, this race is shaping the championship battle as well, and who's going to be part of that championship battle. Now, here's the thing. I think for Allie, she already has her 2 wins, so she has that to fall back on in case she falls outside the top 10. Of course, she needs the points. There we go. I think it's finally going to change hands. Just before halfway, Nicholas Sam Adio to the inside for the race lead. Mr. Edge is finally going to take it away from Aliera.
They're still side by side down the back straightaway. I was going to mention, I think Sam Adio was just waiting for the right moment to try and get by Ali. Once Ali's worn out her car up enough, and it looks like that's finally what happened, as Sam Adio is going to take the lead here at Gateway, and he will be the first person not named Ali Liera to lead a race, or to lead a lap in this race, rather.
And Aliera has yet to clinch that point for leading the most laps in this race. Keep that in mind. If Sam Adio leads from here on out, he'll get that point. It's going to be interesting to see if that ends up being the case.
A half-second gap between Nicholas Sam Adio and Ali Liera that time through, and he had just made the pass. That outside 3 and 4, I thought Ali might be able to kind of work it back on the outside a little bit. In behind Sam Adio, wasn't able to, but now falling into the clutches of Drew Webb. Here's Webb going down to the inside, and I think we could tell his aggression ratings are up a little. Oh, Troxel! Oh, goodness, right into the back of the 99.
Very unorthodox entry into the corner there, and I don't think Troxel was expecting that. That could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, they keep it together right now. And these guys definitely losing time. Now that San Mateo has the clean air, he is pulling away from this field. The problem is, though, we're going to have a cycle of pit stops here in just a few laps. He's not really going to have much time to build a gap on those guys. He's closing in here on lap down machine of Laura Chung. He'll get around the 91 fairly easy right there. Thankfully, this is not a super speedway, so it's a lot easier to get around the lap cars. Look at that. 1.5 seconds now is Yera.
Oh, boy.
Wow, that 91.
Oh,
that 91 is
91.
way off the pace. I mean, there's an issue on this 91 machine.
That's
and Ali Yera,
failure.
she is not going to be happy with this 91 here.
That's a mechanical failure if I've ever seen it. That or a tire down or something. But just at the absolute worst spot for those drivers. And yep, this may be the pit cycle starting right here.
It is. And you know what? Ali should have come down right there because she already had slowed down. You know, might as well just take advantage of slowing down right there. But the pit cycle has begun here under green. Chase Buck down the pit lane. Our pole sitter is actually yet to lead a lap in this race. Rogel Dorn is down. Brad Stover, Dylan Matthews. Those are two guys who need to get something to go their way. They're inside the chase right now coming into this race, but especially in Stover's case, they may not leave this race in that position. San Mateo still staying out right here. See if anyone else is coming down. Travis Crampton in the 98 machine. Matt Tuck, LJ Semedo. We'll have to see if these guys get an advantage. I mean, this isn't Darlington where the tire wear is so significant, but, I mean, you saw that race, Josh, when Seth Cole won. He came down later and won the race and had the advantage in the later part, and that may be the way to win here at Gateway. We're going to have to see. San Mateo in the 59. 3.5 second lead after Laura Chung got in the way of everybody. Laura Chung had that issue at the perfect time for Nicholas San Mateo, I'll tell you that much. And 59 going to come down here. Here comes Drew Webb. Here comes the rest of the field. This is a narrow pit lane. They got to be careful coming down here.
I thought either Drew Webb or Thomas Troxel would try and stay out to lead a lap to maybe try and get an advantage over the other driver, but they're both coming in now, so they're not going to get the chance to.
Very curious.
I
would have thought they would have done the same thing there, Brennan. I thought they'd have stayed out one more time, but no, they're coming in. So we'll see who wins the race off pit road this time, and we'll see who wins the cycle.
Going to follow with Nicholas San Mateo, and imagine it's going to be a 4-tire stop for most of these guys. Oh, San Mateo's got to be careful. He's got Sam Oskin right ahead of him there on his pit lane, and he's got to be careful coming off the pit lane here not to get into that 83. 83's in a bit of an odd entry, and whew, nice job. Nice job there to Nicholas San Mateo. That was close. We call him Mr. Edge for a reason. I'm curious to see what Chase Buck does. That 32 machine. Actually, Crampton just jumped Chase Buck there. And you know what? No one's getting to this 59 right now. Look at this. Crampton's going to move up to second. Now watch out for this 98 machine. Now, it's going to be kind of like a Blaine Key situation. You know, another win is not going to give him an advantage in terms of these other Chase drivers, but it's going to give him a lot of points. And Crampton trying to fight for that last wild card. Chase Buck, though, trying to get his third win of the season. He's third after all that. And it's Drew Webb and Thomas Troxel. And Allie, oh my goodness, that's got to hurt for her there. I mean, she's not going to fall back too much there, but see, it's going to cycle through right here. Rutkowski just led a lap. How about that for the 74? And you know what? I just realized this. They came down under that last caution. They're going to still have to come back down the pit lane. But if a caution comes out, they're going to lap most of the field. San Mateo is back on the lead lap. But Rutkowski, currently your race leader. Of course, he's losing a ton of ground to everybody now, but, you know, this is a dangerous situation for a lot of these guys who are behind Rutkowski, because if a caution comes out and they're still behind Rutkowski, they're stuck a lap down, and their race is effectively over.
You know, Rutkowski, Reynolds, Williams, they're not going to have a chance to win the race, so why not try something unorthodox and at least try and get a good finish out of it? Oh, look out behind!
Baby.
Gutierrez there in the 56. Good run for Gutierrez there. And I know Hairgel and his full-time guys have really been... have really had a tough season. Gutierrez, though, trying to get something to go his way. He may get a top 10 out of this one here tonight in the Cup Series. And what a good week it's been for Gutierrez there. Three wide, and they're just getting around this 74 like it's no one's business right now. But he is still the race leader, and it could get interesting if a caution comes out.
You wanted to talk about Hair Gel Motorsports drivers. Fisher G and Sebastian Kukulon are also both having decent runs, so it's just overall been a solid day for a team that's really needed a solid day.
And I think at some point the car ratings do finally kind of come into play for some of these guys. And, that might be what's going on there in the Hair Gel Motorsports camp. Gutierrez kind of slipping back right there. A lot of great racing back in there, but we're just going to hope that a caution does not come out. Of course, a lot of guys are getting their laps back. Meanwhile, Sam Medio's still out front. He's got about 2 seconds on Travis Crampton, or he's not out front officially, but he will be the race leader once the top 3 come down. That's Rutkowski, Reynolds, and Logan Williams. Logan Williams, of anybody in this field, Logan Williams wants this caution more than anybody because he wants to get those points and rebound, and after what happened to him earlier on, odds of that happening, odds of him getting back up there in the points in these last 3 races are very slim. It's been a tough season for him to start off, and his teammate has been so much more successful than he has, and this race is a very good example of that. But, I don't know, something strange could happen here. We've already seen 2 cautions here tonight. Will we see a third?
The thing about the cautions, though, is that the longer that this run goes on without a caution, the more cars are going to get their laps back, because Rutkowski's being passed by all these cars with fresher tires. Look, here's Brad Stover now about to get his lap back. So that strategy is going to become less and less effective as it goes on, and eventually they're going to have to come in, and it'll all be over for them.
Not a good run for Seth Cole. I know that's something, like I said, you do not want to see, Josh. Especially, he had the tougher part about it from last week. He had a good run in that Coke 600 and then had a very poor pit stop, fell a lap down in the last cycle, and just couldn't rebound from it. And after dominating, it was him and Sam Medio early on in the race battling for the race win. Well, 2 opposite ends right now since that race. Sam Medio really coming into his own here at Gateway. If Sam Medio wins here tonight, it's going to be his 24th career win on the channel. I do believe, I don't have it up, I think that'll tie Jesse Turner for second all-time. Of course, Nicholas Sam Medio, one of the longest-running drivers on the channel, won the second ever Daytona 500 in the closest finish in channel history. We're never going to break that record. Hence the name Mr. Edge. Won that race by absolutely nothing over Dane Ammon. Absolutely love seeing this guy, and it's an absolute pleasure to still have him here after 8 years. And Logan Williams, his teammate, finally down the pit lane in the 95. And is going to leave Rutkowski out there. And then it'll fully cycle through, and Rutkowski is down as well. So here we go.
Oh boy, Drew Webb once again making another pass. You see him diving to the inside of Chase Buck, and he's on a little bit fresher tires than the 98 and 32 are. We'll see if that ends up playing a factor. And now he's going to use the lap car, Brady Mardi Gras, or at least attempt to use him as a pick. It ended up slowing him up a little bit, though.
I'm going to say this. Crampton's actually closed in just slightly here. And Drew Webb in this 99 could be a sleeper pick. Now, Drew and Sam Medio, they're both on the same cycle of tires. Crampton and Buck, like you said, they came down a little bit earlier. Chase Buck has 2 lap older tires than Drew Webb does. So that will make a difference as we get into the last 15 laps of this race here at Gateway.
This is not what Sam Medio wants right here.
Oh, no.
Chris Reynolds getting in the way of the 59 machine there.
Look how far up the track he's going.
Oh, my goodness.
And that 19 is going to have fresher tires at this point as well, so that 19 is going to be faster, so Sam Medio should just let him by. Crampton and Drew Webb's the guy Sam Medio has to worry about here, because that 99 is absolutely a rocket ship right now.
I also want to point out the gap between the 99 and 62. They came out of the pits just about even, but look at how much space Webb has put ahead of Thomas Troxel.
How about this guy? How about Rogel Dorn in this one machine? I told you guys at Charlotte last week, he is outperforming this car once again. Another absolutely stellar run. And it's very fascinating. His teammate, Daniel Paulus Jr., dead last in points. I mean, it's been such a difficult season for Daniel, but Rogel has just found the speed. He got that win at Talladega. I mean, he could have won last week in the Coke 600. And now, here he is, 6th place at Gateway. This run right here is going to put him ahead of Seth Cole, and it's going to put him ahead of Brad Stover, the way things are running right now. Stover, just not a good run for him, 22nd in this race, just not going to get anywhere with that. And Rogel Dorn's going to find himself top 10 in points. Tanner Parton, the other guy there, 20th right now, so he might fall back a little bit as well. But a solid run right now for Matt Tuck, running 7th. They're kind of back to form. LJ Semedo going to get around Sam and Oskin for 8th right there. And Ali has rebounded the top 10. And then Gutierrez there in 11th. Great run. I think this is his 2nd Cup start. Let me double check that. I got it up right here. Yeah, 2nd Cup start. Finished 24th in his 1st Cup start. Much better run for him here tonight. Oh no!
This is going to get
Dorn in the 1!
No!
Just as we were talking about how good of a run he was having. An issue on the 1 machine that looks like it could be tire. Of course, it could be a different issue, but that is such a heartbreaker for him. And he had a 6th place run going for him here. It's not going to work out for him here tonight at Gateway. And this is not the point of the season you want that to happen either.
That completely flips the script.
It does.
You said something about him outperforming his equipment. Well, his equipment just failed him. Oh, boy. Reynolds.
Sam Adeo ain't going to be happy with that. There's no reason for Chris Reynolds to be doing that a lap down.
That 18's got a lot fresher tires than the 59 does, so I'm not surprised at him running faster than him, but he almost got into the back of him there in 3 and 4, and I feel like he's going to continue to be a thorn in the side of that 59 till the end of this race. So he's just got to hope that he doesn't hold him up too much.
And of course, how many laps down is Chris Reynolds right now? If he's only 1 lap down, he's only one lap down.
He's only 1 lap down.
The first car a lap down right now, so he's got a little bit of motivation to get around that 59 because there could be a caution for this thing, and so he might have a chance. If he gets that lead lap back, he could have a shot on the late race restart to get around some guys late in this one. But there's Rogel Dorn back out on the racetrack. Just such a shame what happened to that number 1 Chevrolet. Had a great run going, and, well, set behind the 8 ball again.
Yeah, it was a tire issue. He wouldn't have gotten back out there if it was a different issue. It wouldn't have gotten back out there that quickly, I should say. Dylan Matthews, Ladovic Charette, a couple guys trying to keep their good runs. Of course, Matthews 4th in points coming into this race. Kind of a mid-run for him at this point, considering all the other issues that have been going on. Blaine Keys, yikes. And after getting that win last week at Charlotte, you thought, he might have a good shot at this wild card. He's not going to have a good shot at the wild card if he finishes here. Of course, Seth Cole, another guy who's kind of in that wild card. And then Rogel Dorn, all these guys except for Crampton, Braden Perez 25th there, all these guys who are in the wild card race coming into this event, except for Travis Crampton having issues, is Chris Reynolds. Those tires are finally going to give way. And speaking of Crampton, look at this. These 4 guys battling, that may slow them down enough. This race is almost over. We got 8 laps to go here at Gateway. Sam Adeo in a battle with Chris Reynolds, who's trying to get his lap back. That 59 should just let him go, and that got tight there. And now Drew Webb has gotten around Travis Crampton there for 2nd, and the 99 going to try to close in on Sam Adeo as he's still stuck in the outside lane.
I've never seen someone fight a lap car so viciously as Sam Adeo as he tried to get a run on the outside into 3. Finally just decides, what the heck, I'll let the 18 by. But how much time did Nicholas Sims
caution out. Oh, boy.
Oh, baby.
And Reynolds was ahead of Sam Adeo. That's why you battle for it.
What did I say about a late race restart?
What happened? We don't know. Oh, boy.
Right there.
Trinity Ida and the 97.
That's a shame.
There goes Sam Adeo's lead, and we're going to have a late race restart here at Gateway.
What did I say about Reynolds getting around the 59 in case there's a late race restart?
Yeah, you called it.
For Reynolds' case, he just gets his lap back. 22nd in points, though. Not a bad season for Reynolds, all things considered.
I do want to say, I think the most scary driver on this restart's definitely going to be Drew Webb. We've seen how aggressive he can be. He's on fresher tires. He could just punt Sam Adeo out of the way for all we know. And he's only, especially since he's only got a few laps to make that pass. So we really got to watch that 99 on this restart.
And we know he's definitely not going to be afraid to do that. We know that for sure.
Well, things just got very, very interesting here in the AAA Missouri 300. Nicholas Sam Adeo was en route to his first win of the season, but got a lot of past winners behind him looking to make sure that doesn't happen. First of all, let's see what happened to Trinity Ida to bring up the 3rd caution of the night. Get to the restart here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. And this is what happened to the 97 of Trinity Ida. 97 just off the pace, something went a miss, and she could not get that car back around to the pit lane, and it's going to trigger a late race caution, a late race restart here at the Gateway Motorsports Park. Right there. That's going to do it. That's going to do it. This is going to get interesting with San Mateo, because look at what happened right here. This was the race back to the line. Reynolds ended up getting back around that 59 machine, and that means that San Mateo is not going to have anybody in between him and Drew Webb. And that 99 seemed to have a lot of speed there at the run there, but all these guys, top 5, are all going to have a shot at this win. We're going to have to see how it all goes down. Let's get to the restart. 2 to go here in the AAA Missouri 300. Here we go. Green, white, checkered here at Gateway. Of course, we don't do overtime, and you know, I know last week some of us may have wanted overtime in that race, but hey, you know, that's the way it goes. I don't think we're going to have to worry. Hopefully, we're not going to have to worry about this race ending under caution. Of course, with it being 2 to go, we could see something there. I don't know. Gonna be interesting. Nicholas San Mateo, Drew Webb, Chase Buck, Travis Crampton, Thomas Troxel, the top 5. Logan Williams is a bit of a wild card here. He's a lap down, but he has fresher tires than all these guys he's racing with, but he does have the damage to his race car from the prior accident. Matt Tuck is 6th, LJ Semedo, then Sam and Oskin. I mean, solid run for Oskin here once again in the Cup Series. Aliera is 5th, and how about Sebastian Kukalon? They're in 10th. Master, Drew Webb, Gutierrez, Eric Monaco, Fisher G there, the top 15, but like you were saying, Brennan, you think this race is going to be between the top 2, San Mateo and Drew Webb. We'll see if Nicholas can finally get it done here in the 2023 season. All the guys behind him have won except for him. It's going to be 2 laps to go here in St. Louis. Will San Mateo get it done in the AAA Missouri 300? Oh, a great jump there for the 59.
Bad start for Drew Webb there. He may have spun the tires in.
That 95 is way off the pace.
Logan Williams did not get going at all.
But it's not over yet. Here comes the 99 trying. But Nicholas San Mateo with a great run there through the corner. And Troxel looking on Crampton as they go in the turn 3. And the 62 gonna punt him out of the way.
Oh, wow.
Watch out for Troxel. Watch out for all these guys. White flag in the air here at Gateway for Nicholas San Mateo. Here comes Drew Webb. He got the run off of 4. Will he peek to the inside? He's got a shot to the inside for the race lead on the final lap. Drew Webb and Nicholas San Mateo. San Mateo trying to work the outside lane, and they're side by side with 1 lap to go here at Gateway. Who's going to get this race win? Watch out for Chase Buck here in case these guys tangled. Drew Webb trying to power it down. San Mateo on the outside lane. Can he hold the outside lane off the corner? He cannot. It's going to be a last lap pass and 1 lap lead for Drew Webb and his 2nd win of the season in the Wawa Cup Series. How about that?
A last lap pass at Gateway? Are you kidding me?
Oh, baby.
Second place once again for Nicholas San Mateo. You get a lot of points that way, but my goodness. Troxel got 3rd.
I said under the break that I thought if Drew Webb had any shot at doing it, he was going to try and take it to him, and that's exactly what he did.
Well, Igor Beretta's going to be happy with that one right there. 2nd win of the season for Drew Webb, and folks, we have ourselves a new points leader here in the Wawa Cup Series after 17 races. Only 3 races left to go until the cutoff. And Drew Webb, wow, Nicholas San Mateo had it all the way until the end. He could not hold him off. What a finish here at Gateway. That was the finish that we wanted last week at Charlotte that we didn't get because of the caution ending the race early. And Drew Webb pulls it off here, and no one can stop this 99 now. I mean, Troxel has been up there as well. Those are by far the 2 best drivers this season. Chase Buck with a good run. Travis Crampton with a good run here. These points are going to be quite interesting. Hey, Matt Tuck with a good run as well. Don't count out Matt Tuck this season. I mean, I know he had all those races where he just struggled, had all these issues, but watch out for that 54. What a race that was, guys. I didn't expect this race to be that good. It was a great one.
Hold on, I want to point out that 55 retired with a piston failure.
Oh, yeah. That's big right
boy.
there. I mean, Blaine Keys had already fallen back anyway, and it's just going to be a little worse there for the 55 machine.
No doubt about it. Blaine Keys coming in 15th in the championship standings, knocking on the door of a potential wild card, and that is huge for Keys. That's going to really do a number on his attempts to make this wild card with so little races left before the cutoff.
Cohen Racing Enterprises as a whole, because Ali Liera finished outside the top 15. They both started in the top 5.
Goodness.
Ali led a lot of the race, but it just did not end up going their way.
And the good thing for Liera, like Seth Cole, Brad Stover, Rogel Dorn, Ludovic Charette, all those guys directly behind her had issues and finished, except for Charette. Charette finished a position ahead of her, but, you know, I don't know. It's going to get kind of fascinating here because we have like a group of like 8 guys who are obviously ahead of everybody else, but those last, few positions could get very dicey here. And like I said, the big wild card going into the next 3 races is 2 of those races are on road courses. Willow Springs, which we've never gone to in the Cup Series before, and then Road America back finally. It's going to get interesting, those 2 races. And then Nashville being a speedway, but you saw the Wawa Pro Series race that we did there. That place is wild, too. No one's really in a good position except Drew Webb, Thomas Troxell, Nicholas Amadio, and Chase Bucket. Those top 4, I think those top 4 at this point are pretty good to go unless something drastic happens. Everybody else, it's still going to get a little edgy here. And it's going to be fascinating to see how it all goes down. Well, huge thanks to Brennan and Josh for calling this race with me. And after the great racing we saw last week, good to back it up with a good one here at Gateway. Next week, Western Digital 250 next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That'll be a fascinating little event right there on the road course in Southern California. I had the IndyCar Series earlier there, but these guys race quite differently on that road course there at Willow Springs, and with the ratings involved, it's going to be a great race, and excited to see how it affects this championship battle. Only 3 races left to go. You're going to see the points right here in just a moment. Congratulations to Drew Webb on his 2nd career win on the channel, and his 2nd win of the season here in the Wawa Cup Series. And we'll see you guys next week from the Willow Springs International Raceway. On behalf of Brendan Wilmington and Josh Williamson, congratulations to Drew Webb once again, and I will see you guys later.